All right, I'm Jay Stone. Welcome to another episode of my show at rockmetaltalk.com. You can catch me on Stone Chrome Radio Friday nights at midnight, Saturday at noon, on GraniteCoastEntertainment.com and MaximumThreshold.net. I'm not sure what time I'm actually on the air on that station, but that's a whole nother story. I'll have to find that out because every time I tune in, I'm not sure if I'm on the same time zone, so whatever. But anyway, you heard 1,000 Pound South right there. I happen to have these guys on the phone, so I'd like to welcome them to the show. Hey, guys, how's it going?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, how's it going?
Good. So, you guys got a brand new singer in the band. We're just going to jump right into it here. So you guys had one recording that you guys submitted to me through when I started my affiliation with Cold Cock Whiskey. So I started spinning you guys, and Dub's been sharing all my stuff, so we kind of became friends on Facebook and all that, so I asked you guys to come on the show. So I'm not sure how many of my listeners are familiar with you guys, so why don't you give us a little background on the band?
When did we start?
We started, I don't know, I guess probably about 2013. You know, we had a completely different lineup from what we got now, and we just, went through a couple different musicians until we found the right ones, and here we are.
So now the new lead singer is in the band. I guess he's just starting to get settled in and all that. So are you going to begin the recording process right away? Because I know you guys only had one song to submit to the show, so I was looking forward to more material when you told me, a couple of weeks ago what was going on with the band internally. So are you guys going to head right into the studio, or are you going to work out some new material first?
As soon as we can get in the studio, we will. We got a couple shows we're going to be doing, and as soon as we're done with those shows, we're going to put ourselves in hiding and do some writing. And like we said, we'll get back in the studio because there's some really good material that we have that needs to be put on a CD
ASAP.
Yeah, ASAP. So
is it going to be new material, or is it going to be stuff that was worked out prior to?
It's going to be both. We're just going to pick the best ones that stick the best. It's going to be a vote. Who votes for which song or what. And if there's a new song we're going to write that's better than an older song that hasn't been recorded yet, then we're going to use that one. The best song wins. That's kind of how we work. And with the new vocalist coming in, it's going to bring a lot of new flavor to what we've been doing. So some of the newer stuff, we're going to still keep it 1,000 Pound South, of course. It's just going to be a little different than what you're used to hearing, but it's going to be good. Still keeping it heavy.
Cool. So you mentioned shows coming up. So how soon are those shows since he joined the band?
We've got the Hemlock show. We're going to be playing with Hemlock and Ectomorph in March, and we're just being he's new to the band, we're going to take these next month or so, get him used to the songs. Then we're going to play that show. And I think we've got another one lined up. I want to say early April, and then we're just going to like you said, we're going to take a little break, write some new stuff, and get some recording done, and get it back out there and get right back at it.
Cool. So what was the search like in your area for a singer? I know finding different musicians in different areas is kind of hard. It's like I'm in the Tampa area, so it's extremely hard for some reason to find a good bass player.
Yeah, the music in Wichita Falls, where we're at, isn't really that big of a music scene, to be honest with you. I mean, there's your country bands, and there's your rock bands, and there's just your bar cover bands, and there's your metal bands, things like that. And everybody for the majority gets along pretty well, but you got a mix of different genres kind of all mixed together. So, and there's a lot of diverse musicians, I'll definitely say, in this area. Guys that can play anything as far as any genre. And we've been lucky enough, 1,000 Pound South, to be able to get a vocalist that can do that. that can cross the spectrum. Me personally, as a drummer, I've been able to do that as well. And I play in a metal band, and I've played in rock, and I've played at church band. And everybody's is real diverse in their instrument. And like I said, the music scene here isn't very big at all. But
it was a bit of a struggle.
Yeah, it definitely is a struggle.
Trying to find a vocalist and that fits what we do.
Right.
It was a little rough.
Yeah, see, I was a singer, so it wasn't hard for me, so I don't know what that feels like. But so you mentioned that there's a lot of different genres of music in Wichita Falls. So does it make it hard to book shows, or do you like it better because maybe you stand out more as a metal band?
Well, booking shows can be a little hectic sometimes, in this town, but it's, we got a bar here in town, Scoots Bar. They're real welcoming to the metal bands. They got an outside stage, so, it's kind of limited on what time of the year you can play, but, the bars are actually coming around here in town to where they're starting to see this is what people want. So they're it's not getting so hard anymore. It was hard, but now, we were having to go to Lawton, Oklahoma in order to play. And other than that, we'd only get, maybe once every couple months. And, till the last singer took off on us, we were doing at least 2 a month here in town. So it wasn't too bad.
And the local bars are also being able to see that we're just not your typical metal band that just gets on stage and just goes balls to the wall and just screams our neck off the whole time. They start seeing that we're not we're not just a normal metal band, and it opens up a lot of doors for us to play in venues that most of your metal bands don't usually play in. We consider ourselves bar metal. That's kind of what we go for. We can play anywhere.
So once you guys get situated again with the new singer, get some music out there, you're going to take it on the road, or you're going to just try to keep it local for now?
Well, we can't really take it on the road. We're going to hit it, Oklahoma City, Dallas. We're going to hit some out-of-town shows, but,
We're more regional.
Yeah, there's a couple of us got families and, can't really run off too fast and come home lonely.
We're just waiting on that big break, Jay.
Yeah. If you start getting big checks in the mail, then things can happen. But
once we get this new shit recorded, it's on.
Oh yeah, but we're pretty much a regional band right now, as you would put it.
So you brought up getting a paycheck for it. Would that definitely change things for you then? Is it because of jobs and all of that? It's definitely hard the older you get in the business to definitely go out on the road. So
yeah. If we started getting Nickelback paychecks, that's what I call it. I think people's mindset would probably change.
Right.
The
thing is,
you hit the road, and I'm gonna go build me a mansion, type of deal. But
when you said Nickelback, Nickelback paychecks, I thought in my head, man, I hope they're one of the bands that just got ripped off just outright from the record label. But I'm sure they made so much money though, so I can't, But no one admits to owning a CD, so that's got to be tough when you goofed on.
I own a lot of their stuff, but of course I listen to things we're not going to talk about. But
right, I hear you. Well, definitely. They're obviously a good band. They got picked up by a decent label. They made a lot of money, and people goof on them. You need bands like that. Hey, if I was in Nickelback, goof on me all you want.
Fuck with me all you want.
Yeah, I hear you. So it's just fun to have the certain bands you gotta goof on a little bit. But so how many songs do you guys play live? And are you gonna record all of those songs, or
just the fan favorite?
There's we have our fan favorites that of course, we play. Sometimes we do, little half hour sets if we're doing like a show that has a big lineup. To where you got to go in and play your spot and get the hell out of the way. And then we have our sets that are, say a little bit over an hour to where we're playing a lot more material, maybe a couple covers or something like that kind of in the mix. Will we record all of them? Just depends on what the vote is, I guess, as far as currently, or the songs we're going to be writing in the future. There's really no telling as of which ones right now we're actually going to be recording. But whatever it's going to be good. I'll tell you that.
Cool. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it. So you brought up covers.